A class president booted from the stage at MIT, 250 million bees make a break for it in Washington, and we've got a new winner in the race for happiest seniors in America. Plus, money mischief at the USDA, and here's today's trivia question. What children's playtime product has officially trademarked its smell? I'll have the answer at the end of the show. It's Sunday, June 1st. This is the Flyover Podcast. Welcome to the Flyover Podcast, taking you above the noise for an unbiased, high-altitude view of today's headlines with daily coverage that's honest and refreshing. Let's cruise the news and land the facts. Hello and welcome. I'm Amy Hess, and I'm glad you joined me. It's Sunday, which means you officially have permission to move slowly today. Whether you're headed to church, sneaking in a second cup of coffee, or finally opening up that book you swore you'd start. Or maybe that's just me. You should see my bookcase. It is filled with good intentions. But hey, I'm always in the market for another one. Got any recommendations? Let me know in the comments. All right, let's get right to the no-spin news you need to know. Get ready for takeoff. We start at MIT, where the student body president was blocked from walking at graduation. MIT barred 2025 class president Megha Vamori from Friday's commencement after she gave a pro-Palestinian speech the day before. During Thursday's ceremony, Jewish students walked out as Vamori accused the university of erasing, quote, Palestine from the face of the earth, and praised protests that followed Hamas's deadly attack on Israel back in October 2023. MIT says she, quote, deliberately and repeatedly misled organizers and turned the stage into a protest, disrupting what is an important ceremony for all. Next up, a truck crash in Washington state created a very sticky situation. 250 million bees caused a buzz, literally, when a truck hauling hives overturned in Northwest Washington. The crash happened near the Canadian border. First responders and bee experts scrambled to recover the hives and, more importantly, the queen bees, whose scent helps draw the rest of the swarm back. Some bees were expected to return, others probably starting a brand new zip code somewhere nearby. And finally, a new report ranks the happiest states for seniors, and one name came out clearly on top. Utah is now the #1 state for senior happiness, according to Caring.com. Researchers looked at cost of living, life expectancy, health rates in residents over 60, and how many seniors live alone. Utah scored big thanks to a strong sense of community and one of the lowest rates of seniors living alone in the country. Idaho, Connecticut, Delaware, and Nebraska rounded out the top 5. And these states are bright spots, especially in contrast to the national trend, with the U.S. expected to rank 66th in life expectancy and 108th in healthy years lived by 2050. Let's take a look at what's making news in finance. First up, a shocking case of fraud. A USDA employee and 5 others are under arrest in what the agency calls one of the largest food stamp fraud schemes in its history. Federal officials say the group misused over $66 million in SNAP benefits by issuing illegal EBT cards to stores across New York. The charges allege that benefits meant to help low-income families were misappropriated for personal gain. Secretary of Agriculture Burke Rollins called the bust, quote, just the tip of the spear, and said more cases are likely to follow. Next, a major home goods chain is headed for bankruptcy. At Home Group Incorporated, which operates more than 250 stores in 40 states, is preparing to file for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection. The home decor retailer has reportedly been struggling with declining sales and mounting debt. And finally, Tesla closes out a big month on Wall Street. Shares of the electric vehicle giant rose more than 22% in May. The bump comes as CEO Elon Musk wraps up his temporary leadership role at the Department of Government Efficiency. All right, let's take a look at how the markets did. Overall, it was a mixed bag, but the week did close in the green for the major indexes. The Nasdaq inched up just over 0.5%, the S&P up nearly 1%, and the Dow rose just over 1%. Bitcoin finished in the red, down 4.16%, and gold slipped 1.31% to close at $3,288.90 an ounce. Special thanks to our sponsor, Native Path. Most people know hydration is essential to just about everything our bodies do. But believe it or not, 75% of Americans still don't get enough fluids daily. And as we get older, staying hydrated only gets harder. That's where Native Hydrate from Native Path comes in. It's not just another salty sports drink. It's a clean, zero-sugar formula with essential electrolytes, BCAAs, and all 9 essential amino acids to help with muscle recovery, energy, and even brain function. And while other mixes pack in over 1,000 milligrams of sodium, Native Hydrate keeps it simple with just 230 milligrams. No artificial sweeteners, no dyes, just 5 calories per serving, and a 365-day money-back guarantee, so you can try it risk-free. Visit nativehydrate.com/flyover or click the link in the show notes to see what proper hydration can do for your health. Still ahead on the Flyover, mandatory testing makes headlines in the boxing world. A lobster shack goes national, and we'll share 4 everyday snacks that can actually improve your circulation. But first, let's take a look at sports. From genetic testing to bizarre injuries and serious accusations, here's what's making headlines in sports. We start with a big shakeup. World Boxing is introducing mandatory sex testing for all athletes competing in its events. The policy applies to both amateur and professional boxers. The organization also announced that Paris Olympic champion Iman Khalif is currently ineligible to compete until she completes the new testing protocol. Next, a bizarre moment at the Women's College World Series. Oregon softball catcher Emma Cox sustained an eye injury during Friday night's game against Ole Miss when a pitch struck a clump of dirt mid-flight, sending debris into her eye. The slow-motion replay showed the dirt was actually kicked up during the pitcher's delivery, then hit mid-air by the ball, sending a speck directly into Cox's eye. She stayed in the game and later led off the bottom of the 10th with a single, helping Oregon walk off with a 6-5 win to stay alive in the tournament. And in the NBA, Zion Williamson is facing serious accusations off the court. An unnamed woman has filed a civil lawsuit accusing the Pelicans forward of rape and various forms of abuse during a multi-year relationship. Williamson's attorneys have denied the allegations and say they plan to file a counterclaim. And finally, in sports, a Paris victory decades in the making. Paris Saint-Germain has won their first ever Champions League title, crushing Inter Milan 5-0 in Munich. That's the largest margin in a Champions League final since 1956. The win caps a historic season for PSG, completing the treble with Ligue 1 and Coupe de France trophies already on the shelf. Let's take a spin through the most clicked stories of the week, your Sunday Rewind. First up, America's hidden gems are getting some well-deserved love. From lobster rolls in a no-frills Maine shack to Thai curry in a Kansas strip mall, every state has its own go-to hole-in-the-wall that locals swear by. These places aren't fancy, but they're packed with flavor and loyal fans. Have you ever been to any on the list? Let me know in the comments. I've got my eye on Mas Tacos Por Favor in East Nashville. Guy Fieri gave the green verde soup, which is one of my favorite soups, his seal of approval. And Falafel Cafe in Birmingham. Yelp named it one of America's top 100 places to eat, and locals say everything on the menu is a hit. I love Mediterranean food, so I'm halfway to Alabama in my mind right now. Yum. Next, your sweet tooth might just save your heart. A new study published in the European Journal of Preventive Cardiology found that 4 common snacks, tea, dark chocolate, apples, and grapes, can significantly lower blood pressure, with effects rivaling some prescription medications. Researchers say it's all thanks to flavin 3-OLs, which help relax blood vessels and improve circulation. The recommended daily dose, about 2 ounces of dark chocolate, 3 cups of tea, and 2 apples. And the benefits go beyond the heart. Tea and chocolate were also linked to sharper focus and better mood. For more on these stories, including a Zen-like video of billions of fireflies flashing in sync, head to jointheflyover.com and get our email edition. Still coming up, we'll hit today's quick hits, check out the poll results, and answer the trivia question you've been secretly thinking about this whole episode. Answers coming soon. Bet you can just smell it. Today's quick hits come with a visual bonus and a viral story that's all heart. Let's start with that one. After graduating high school, Georgia teen Michael Baker didn't head to a party. He clocked into a night shift at Burger King, still wearing his stole and medal. A stranger shared a TikTok of the moment, and within days, a GoFundMe campaign titled "From Burger King to a College Dream" took off. As of Saturday, it's raised nearly $130,000, more than double the original goal. Michael says he plans to use it to pursue higher education, and he's overwhelmed by the support from strangers who saw something special in him. Next up, in a tiny Swiss mountain village home to just 11 people, a striking new landmark is drawing attention. A 100-foot 3D printed tower called the White Tower, modeled after a layered cake. It's designed to help revive the village and will double as a performance space. The structure is the tallest 3D printed tower in the world and was assembled using high-tech concrete and zero adhesives. Lastly, ever wondered what a bird flight would look like if it left behind a trail? A Barcelona photographer did, and his work turns airborne motion into artwork. His layered images capture birds streaking through the skies like ribbons, zippers, and even sea serpents. You've truly got to see them to believe them. And there's more stunning content, including Buster Keaton's most jaw-dropping stunt and a chart that shows just how much geography shapes longevity. It's all in today's full email edition at jointheflyover.com. All right, time to check in where you stood in this week's poll results. Yesterday, we asked our email subscribers, do you leave the TV on for your pets? 67% said no, 25% said yes, and 8% said only for shows they like. So apparently, some pets have strong opinions on what they will or won't watch. And it makes sense. I know I sure do. Today's question, do you enjoy Renaissance festivals? Your choices, aye, nay, or methinks I don't care. So I've never actually been to a Renaissance fair, but with an acting background and improv training, I'm sure I could get into character and have a lot of fun with it. All right, Ayla will have the results for you in tomorrow's show. All right, it's time for a little brain boost and the answer to today's trivia question. In case you weren't secretly thinking about it the entire episode, here's a little refresher. What children's playtime product has officially trademarked its smell? If you said Play-Doh, you nailed it. Yes, Hasbro actually trademarked the scent, described as a sweet, slightly musky, vanilla fragrance with slight overtones of cherry, combined with the smell of a salted, wheat-based dough. Which, let's be honest, is a lot more poetic than anything we were thinking when we were sniffing it back in kindergarten. Honestly, next time I'm at the Play-Doh table, I might have to ask, is this a vintage batch? Could you unpop the lid so I can check the aroma? All right. And with that snarky comment, we've officially landed today's episode. Thanks for flying with me. Your time matters, and I'm so glad you chose to spend a little of it here. If you're enjoying the flyover, share the show with a friend. Help them find a smarter, saner way to stay informed. No spin, no drama, just the news you actually need. I'll be out next weekend, but you'll still have the Flyover crew keeping you covered. Thanks again for flying with us.